Hello, welcome back to Silverstone Shooting Centre for round 4 of the Aimpoint Practical Mini Rifle Winter League. The first 3 rounds have seen Jim Starley take a bit of a lead over the others, where there are 5 other shooters all close together and all competing for second place. They can still take Jim off the top spot as well, because of a 5-round championship, only 4 rounds count. They're obviously shortened because of COVID. So you've got Kelvin, the 2 Matts, Ben Ducker has come on board as well, a bit late into championship, but he's come in with a good score from last round. So round 4 should have some fighting out for the first position and second position, all to play for. Let's see how they get on the stages this time.
But firstly, let's see where the championship is. Jim Starley is leading ahead of Kelvin Leeton and Tom Ellaway, 1 point in first, second and third. Matt Liddy then Steve Durant. Matt Cox, Lee Hopgood, the new shooter, leading the new shooter category ahead of David Hill.
Look at that, Lee and David level on points, so it's going to be close to right to the end for them. Okay, stage 1, round 4, nice little short one here. Racing start position here, and the shooter's got to move forward, and they've got 4 micro targets down here they must angle and shoot round. They can't quite get these ones, so 4 more they have to move over to shoot again, and also 1 tucked just behind these tyres, which I have to shoot, but they can't pass this line. And then finally, 6 paper targets, full size, at about 90 metres. This should stretch them.
So some awkward shooting, followed by some long distance shooting. Tony Porter to get us underway.
I think when they get some people shooting the little plastic barrier without realising it, and then obviously they have to use multiple optics here. Most people here will now shoot a canted red dot like Tony has there for a shorter distance, and then a full adjustable scope for longer distance stuff. Let's see who gets on.
So there's no position stipulated as to where you have to stand or sit or go prone to shoot the longer distance targets.
No, you can stand up and shoot them, but I think looking at it, he's obviously planning to go prone.
There we go. Down he goes.
Has he remembered the one behind the tyre?
I don't think he did. A couple of Charlies, there's a Delta there. A couple of Alphas. I don't know whether you can see that, John.
Yeah, I'm just guessing, same as you are.
Yeah, I told you he did miss it.
He missed it. He missed that target.
Are you ready? Stand by.
Kelvin Leeton looking to extend his lead in second place. Nice and tidy so far.
It's his fair share of light strikes with this gun, it seems. Either working perfect like a sewing machine or just kicks him where it doesn't need.
I can see 2 Alphas on the first one. Alpha, Charlie, Alpha, Charlie, Alpha, Charlie.
Interesting, the Alphas are his 3rd round. Each target pretty much.
Shooter, are you ready?
It's Steve Durant. Should do well on the long distance stuff. He's not too shabby on the short stuff either now.
He's come on leaps and bounds, Steve. He's a member here, and he's obviously been practicing, so he's done very, very well. Again, longer distance stuff he loves, but the short stuff is still quite fun.
So remembered the one around the corner, not down to prone. Plenty of Alphas on the shorter ones. Let's see what
I think there's all Alphas there, to be honest, on the short ones.
There's a fair few Alphas there. I can see 1 Charlie.
That's very good and quick. That was fast.
A Flannery flying out the blocks. Bit shabby there.
Bit low, I think. I think we're dropping some shots at the bottom there.
I think he missed that one.
I think again we've got underneath the target on most of those, I think. Go on then, score them out then, as you can see every single shot. Eagle.
I think there's a few misses. There's an Alpha on the second target. That's about as much as I can see.
Shooter, are you ready?
There's Ben Ducker, the person here to challenge Jim Starley.
Quick off the blocks again.
Not a tyre over. A few Alphas. I think there was a Charlie in one of those. Charlie Alpha, flying prone.
Looking pretty good.
Two alphas, Charlie, alpha. Shooting by Ben. So here are results after stage one. Jim Starley taking the win ahead of Steve Doran, even though Steve did have a pretty much perfect serve.
I thought Steve, that was a winner for Steve there. I was going to say, he'll be happy with that score though. Obviously, still being pipped by Jim, but still second place is good for happy with that. Kelvin Leeton a little bit low as well.
It's that top six that we keep seeing, isn't it? Louise Power making a way up the table.
Yeah, 16th, going to say. So just good lady, can compete happily with the men anyway. They have a different class, obviously. And then Aid doing quite well. And again, Anthony Vizard, again, still first competition, stood pretty well.
Yeah, Kino Willam, Adrian Stapleton, Michael Pearce rounding out the 23. Obviously, no scores there for Michael Pearce.
I imagine that's going to be a missed target, therefore drop the score off to 0. Stage 2 now. Not too much movement. They've got a trail start, so holding the gun to one side. They then have 7 of the little yellow ball targets that are about 20 metres away. Then they've got 6 steel targets that are about 75 metres away, all staying from this position. They can't go forward in the red marker, but they can go prone or sit down, whatever they want to try and do.
Stand by.
So transition from a relatively short distance to a much longer distance. John's yellow ball's involved again.
Accuracy by volume, it would appear. This is one of our new shooters come on the first time in the competition as well. This is Ian. Got him down, but I think could have saved a few rounds there if he could.
How many balls were there?
7 balls and 25 rounds. Just got to show that 1 round is all you need. I bet you enjoyed it though.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Shooter, are you ready? Stand by.
I somehow think Jim won't shoot the same way.
That's methodical.
I think that was 1 drop shot through there. He'd be very happy with that. That's some good shooting.
Yeah, that's why he's the champion. That's why he's leading the leaderboard.
Stand by.
Interesting how some people are going prone to shoot all of them like Jim did. Some are standing for these ones and then going prone for others, or standing a whole lot.
Few misses there.
It's a lot about this sport. There's no same way of running these competitions, running these shoots. There's so many ways to shoot them. There's no right or wrong.
Yeah, it is quite interesting to see how each competitor approaches the different stages. It's always interesting to see the first person go.
Shooter, are you ready?
Yes, it is. Yeah, what happens is people just plan how they're going to shoot it, and then they watch someone else and go, "That's a better way of doing it. Why am I doing it that way?"
And that's where your plan goes out the window.
He's doing very well there.
Yeah, he's taking
Last
care of your
again.
balls well, isn't he?
Yeah, that ball you can see that is down. It's off the perch, so it just counts as shot. So Rupert would have told her that. It's perfect.
Great
Wonderful.
shooting. That's wonderful.
No drop shots. That's very good.
Stand by.
And here's Matt Cox. Oh yeah, got a lucky bounce then.
Yep.
Took a few rounds to get his eye in.
It's like that sometimes. Once you know where your 0 is, it carries on. So that first shot is almost a bit of a marker for you.
Shooter, are you ready? Stand by.
It's Tom. Needs to keep up his consistent ways, keep up with Kelvin.
That's pretty good. 1 drop shot there, I think. That's got to be close to him and Jim for that one, I think. Both shot very well.
Shooter, are you ready?
Yes.
Stand
Doran.
by.
What will Steve do now? Bayonet charge him, perhaps?
I want to put it past him.
Oh, second 2 shots that last one. That's a shame. It's going to be close, isn't it? Those
Yeah.
three must be pretty much on it.
I'm going to say Jim, though.
Shooter, are you ready? Stand by.
I'm going with Tom. There you go. It's my guess.
Now another new shooter.
Again, perfect. Shooting right to left this time. Ah, shame. Dropped that one a little bit low.
Light strike. Didn't phase him.
Yes, that's a shame. That would have put him on top three, I think. But I think the delay in that light strike would hurt.
Let's see how it turned out. It was Jim. I told you.
Tom fourth. I thought much better than that. Again, very close. Look at Jim and Steve. You know, kind of presenting it. That was a good set of stages there. They did very well.
Matt Liddy and Matt Cox are getting separated quite a lot, and Calvin Leeson all the way down in ninth.
Yeah, he didn't have a mare that one for him, as the answer, wasn't it, really?
Vizard up to 11th, just outside the top 10.
He did very well there, 11th for him again. First competition, doing very well. Aid Flannery again down 19th. That was a bit of a mare, I think. And Louis Parr, nicely shot there as well. Time 37 seconds.
We've got Oliver Jackson, Adrian Stapleton, and Laurie Boyle rounding out the top 23.
Stage 3 now, a bit more run and gun this time. Racing start from this position. They've then got a transverse down the range, and there are 6 targets, which they have to engage from here, so that's 6. There's also another 2 tucked behind these tyres, they move around. Then other side, 4 more targets here, and then finally 1 midi-sized target just there, 10 metres away. Shouldn't stretch them too much, but a bit of movement and shooting at the same time. Should be interesting.
Right, shooter, are you ready? Stand by.
One of Kelvin's favourite stages, lots of running around.
There he goes, a little whip it. Off Alpha. Oh, it topped up with a Charlie.
Kind of thinking he's going for speed rather than accuracy too much sometimes there. I think it drops the score as a result of it. Quick though, can't deny speed.
Shooter, are you ready? Stand by.
Quite interesting. Tom stood very, very far away from those targets there, and he's going to go in and just splatter these ones. What we may see is some of the shooters just running up and just mowing them down.
Pretty much. Yeah, the idea here is minimise your shooting positions. So you can get all of those in one position, then the rest, and see that extra movement adds on time.
Yeah, so that's why Tom Elway stood so far away.
So Tom stood further back, you can shoot all 6 in one position rather than moving across. Same applies here. Stand further back, you can see all of them. Well, you can there as well. Again, every movement costs you time. Just watch his feet there, really. Again, 3 alphas. All learning curve though. That's one idea about the Winter League's all out.
Shooter, are you ready? Stand by.
This is Adrian.
He's taking the Tom Elway approach. See all the targets.
Yep. Further back, get all 6. Light strike won't help. Quite deliberate, but doing all right.
You just see him looking around for the other targets. He's not got quite a stage plan in his head.
Well, we saw the before, not the light strike. Or there could be an empty gun as well. Yeah, racket. It's always a way. You have this little plan in your mind. All of a sudden, the buzzer goes, and like, oh, I want to do something.
Shooter, are you ready?
Here's
Stand by.
Ben Ducker. See if he can make any impact into
Yeah, he missed the first couple of rounds, so he doesn't have the luxury of a drop shot, so it's going to be tough for him for the competition. But nice to have him back on board, and also, like I said, after COVID, shooting again.
Tidy shooting there by Ben.
Look quick too. I'm here with Ben Ducker. Now it's your 3rd round you shot so far. Ben, how'd you get on today?
I feel like today went better than last week. I still feel a little bit out of practice because it's been hard to find range time. So today I was trying to find out how fast I can push it before I start getting deltas. So yeah, it went a bit better this week.
Any particular stage you most enjoyed?
I quite like stage 4. Yeah, just sort of load, close, and then just rip through those 8 targets. It's quite good fun. Yeah.
No, not much aiming then.
Well, you get to practice trigger finger, so that was quite good. I quite enjoyed that.
Well, look, well done. See you out for the last round.
Shooter, are you ready? Yeah. Stand by.
There's Steve. Let's see what he can come up with.
You can't quite see all those, but we can. What's all the mag change required? Shouldn't need more than 24 rounds, but.
Oh, you never know with Steve, do you?
I'm here with Steve Durrant. Now, Steve, you had a good match this time.
Yeah, on the whole, I think I'm sort of starting to get into a bit of a rhythm and relax into it a bit. Notwithstanding completely missing 2 of the targets on one of the stages, it went pretty well.
So one stage was bad. Which one was that?
Stage 3. Stage 3 just completely ran past one of the targets, missed 2 targets out and picked up a load of penalties. But other than that, I think I've beat Tom, which was a challenge he laid down to me last time on a couple of stages. So I've got to try and do it for a whole one now.
Well, look, good luck for the last round.
Thanks, John. Cheers.
So that's the end of stage 3. Ben Ducker taking the win ahead of Tom Ellaway and Kelvin Leeton. Jim Starley down in 4th. It's interesting to see Tom and Kelvin together again.
And again, Dave Stammer's very good. So leading senior shooter 5th overall. So I'm sure he's very happy for that.
Anthony Vizard again, 11th place. Adrian Stelton 12th. Michael Pearce 3rd.
Right, look at Steve, 17th. Walking past target does have the effect of killing his score a little bit.
That really did ruin his day. Louise Parr in she always the 11 to 20s, isn't it? She's not doing too bad this round out.
And Matt again had a gun problem. So again, it's not treating him very well, that gun. Might be worth a change.
As you can see, there's a little bit of rain coming down now.
Well, it's Winter League after all, and we did get some pretty bad weather. So, after all that running around, we figure the shooters might need a rest. So for the last stage of the day, they have to stay seated with the gun held on a weak hand trail, so held down by the side. On the buzzer, they got 6 full-size targets there and 2 midi-sized targets either side. Shoot them as fast as you can.
Shooter, are you ready?
Laurie Boyle, first time we've seen him out.
Yep, Laurie's a super senior. Nice stage for Laurie. Hasn't got to run around. Quite a fun little stage, this. It's basically a bit of a speed shoot. You shouldn't really need to aim too hard at a full-size target from 10 metres away, but
It's a nice sweep from left to right or right to left, depending on which way you want to look at it.
it's interesting how people, when you're sat down shooting, it does change how the point of impact goes in the gun in terms of how you're comfortable. Is Tony Vizard? Unloaded start. Of course, forget that. Always nice. Little fumbling of fingers and thumbs in loaded. Always keeps them focused. Not sure I need a 4 in there, Tony, but
That's safe, sorry.
Shooter, are you ready? Stand by.
Let's see, I've got a feeling he's just going to spray this.
Ben loves these stages.
That's speed shooting for you.
Finish, please unload shots.
Too sure how accurate he was, though.
If it his way, every stage would be that. I know what he's
Shooter, are
like.
you ready? Stand by.
Tom's normally quick in the speed stages.
Seems pretty accurate. Plenty of alphas.
I think Ben was quicker.
Shooter, are you ready? Stand by.
Going for accuracy over speed. Let's see how that works out.
Are you ready?
Too close to call so far, I've got to say. Everyone's very close. That seat well. Seemed quick. Well, not.
I'm not too sure. Yeah, I'm not convinced he hit anything.
Just one round per target, wasn't it?
Stand by.
We've got a replay of Tom's stage here.
Shooter, are you ready? Stand by.
Calvin Leeton, them on battling it out with Tom Ellaway.
Always a quick load is Kelvin. Always very quick load.
That is very
I
quick.
think that might have won it. Although I've been wrong all the way through the season so far. So. I'm here with Kelvin. Now, Kelvin, how did this time go?
Yeah, reasonably well today. Pretty happy with how I've shot today, so we'll see how it goes at the end with the scores.
Any favourite stages?
Probably the run and gun, probably stage 3. Running down, shooting targets left and right. although the one at the end with the seated targets was a good one as well.
That's a quite close match of second and third place at the moment. How do you think you're getting on?
Yeah, it's really tough to call at the minute, which is good for a competition. So yeah, I think it's going to go down to the wire with this one, hopefully.
Oh, see you at the last round.
Thank you.
Are you ready? Stand by.
So here we have Aid. Shooting from left to right. I think that's a bit wild.
That's a shame. That was going to be well so far. Oh, and again.
Light strike.
Sometimes shooting the gun at a cant sometimes can cause problem with some loads. I think that might be the case in this one. I think he's the last one. And he missed it.
Happy?
See how
Are
Jim
you
does.
ready? Stand by.
Oh, we're finding a few extra at the end there.
I still think Ben got that one. Felt that way, but I've been wrong so far. I'm here with Jim Starley. Jim, not so good this round.
It's not that bad. I think I came third, 97%, so it's very close between the top three.
Still bad for you, mate. Still bad for you.
Well, I had a miss on the final stage, which I think cost me the win. But other than that, it was a good day.
Last round, a couple of weeks' time. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think so. See how I can do there. See if I can win 4.
Well done, mate. Look forward to seeing you.
Thank you.
Unsurprisingly, it's Kelvin Leeson taking a win ahead of Ben Ducker, very close at the top.
99.25 so a time, 7.92 and 7.98, so 0.6 of a second. Pretty damn close, isn't it, really? But Dave Salmons, okay, he was slower, but obviously much better score. Lots of alphas.
And here are the results for round 4. And it's Ben Ducker taking the win, knocking Jim Starley off his pedestal. Tom Elway second, then Jim, then Kelvin, Steve Durrant, Dave Salmons.
Again, Dave has done very well. He's 5th or 6th in every round, so for a senior, he must have wrapped that up by now.
And here are the championship standings. Tom Elway clawing back some points on Jim. Kelvin Leeson 1 point behind him now. And it's Steve Durrant, came from nowhere.
I think definitely it's Tom and Kelvin who's going to work out who's second place. Steve, I think, should get the third. Dave Salmons, I think, pretty much taken senior already.
And that brings an end to another glorious day here at Silverstone Shooting Centre. With Jim being knocked off for the first time this year, John.
Yeah, well, third place for him. He didn't seem too unhappy about it. I think it'd be hard for him not to win the championship now, bearing in mind what he's won so far. But nice to see some other shooters come down and take him off top pedestal.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a shame he wasn't here from the start of the season.